One of the seminal movies of the 21st century is Avatar, and whether you enjoyed the film or not, there is no denying James Cameron's 2009 science fiction blockbuster has impacted culture. Before the blockbuster hit, audiences had never seen anything like the groundbreaking 3D technology and immersive visual effects in the film. So, to experience Pandora once more, they had to return to the theater to see Avatar 2. But what do these scenes look like without CGI? Watch this video for the full details. First up, on what these Avatar scenes look like without CGI. The movie Avatar includes some incredibly underappreciated character work, despite frequently receiving accolades for its impressive visual effects. James Cameron's skill as a screenwriter is sometimes underappreciated, even though movies like Aliens, The Terminator, True Lies, and Titanic give audiences characters they can care about amidst the jaw-dropping spectacle. In Avatar, director James Cameron introduced the audience to a character named Jake Sully, who served his planet in battle and has been using a wheelchair to recover from his injuries. Jake is selected to take part in the expedition on Pandora in place of his identical twin brother. Dr. Grace Augustine, who has concerns about Jake's skill, grudgingly agrees to bring him along despite her reservations. Even with the creative visual effects all around him, Jake is compelled to join this exploring force by strong internal motivations. He has a disability and wishes to know what it's like to inhabit a new body. CGI cannot replicate the expression of awe on his face as he rolls out into Pandora for the first time. Worthington acknowledges that he initially told Cameron regarding the project that there are times when he had no idea what Cameron was talking about. He was initially drawn to the project by the rigors of the role. Up next, Jake wakes up in an avatar body. In fantasy and science fiction movies, motion capture technology is frequently employed to capture the essence of various monsters. Ironically, although most moviegoers would prefer to forget it, Jar Jar Binks in 1999's Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, was the first motion capture character ever created. The cast of Avatar was distinctive since it was nearly entirely made up of motion capture actors. This did not make the film's production any simpler. Acting in front of a green screen can be difficult since one never knows what he's supposed to be looking at until fairly late in the film's shooting. Some performers had no idea what they would look like in their avatar bodies. In Avatar, James Cameron upgraded the motion capture technology to give the characters' expressions a more realistic feel. He claimed that the techniques previously used were good at capturing body performance because they have almost as many muscles in just their face as they do in the rest of their body. This meticulous attention to detail captures moments of unbridled emotion, like when Jake awakens in his avatar. Next is, Jake is attacked by a Thanator. While Avatar is a science fiction extravaganza, it also has a significant environmental and colonization subject. Jake starts to doubt whether the military objectives of his world are necessary after learning about the Na'vi way of life. They don't have the authority to annex the land where the Na'vi reside because they are foreigners on Pandora. While humans prefer to harvest Pandora's resources, the Na'vi respect the planet's native animals. After encounters with the Thanator monster, Jake gradually trusts the Na'vi. A fierce carnivore known as the Thanator attacks Jake when he initially explores Pandora in his new form. He narrowly avoids being killed by the terrifying beast by falling down a waterfall. But Neytiri demonstrates that these creatures only act to defend their habitat. She bonds with a Thanator when her Banshee is killed in the last battle. The Thanator assists in attacking Colonel Quaritch's mechanical outfit rather than attempting to eat her. On set, the two Thanator scenes weren't nearly as spectacular as they are in the finished movie. Acting alongside a CGI creature they couldn't see was required of Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana. Next, Neytiri drinks sacred water. The films that evoke emotion are the ones that go viral. Inspiring tales of characters growing up have always found an audience. Whether it be the tale of a farm boy who longs for adventure in Star Wars, the friendship between a boy and his alien friend in E.T. the Extraterrestrial, or a tragic romance between two people from different social classes in the Titanic. Jake and Neytiri's courtship in Avatar is quite endearing. Despite their initial suspicions, Jake and Neytiri come to the conclusion that they may both benefit from one another. Because of how much Neytiri honors Pandora's natural environment, Jake is drawn to her. Neytiri takes a drink of holy water from a leaf during a scene where they are bonding. To mimic the expressions, Zoe Saldana drank from a real water bottle as the scene was being filmed. Even though it's a rather straightforward sequence, it shows that Neytiri values the planet's resources. Jake then discovers that Pandora should not only be used as a potential source of military technology. Next, Jake and Neytiri embrace. Though Avatar has undoubtedly attracted a fervent fan base, more mainstream viewers might not be as interested in the Na'vi skeleton. Although the final version of the movie portrays the fairly famed love scene between Jake and Neytiri as gentle and romantic, devoted fans have been able to discover more about Na'vi intimacy owing to some additional study. In the original screenplay by James Cameron, Neytiri and Jake are described as having tendrils that interweave with soft undulations. They only kiss in the theatrical version. She claimed that kissing is extremely good, but they have something greater. Fans of Avatar rapidly started to wonder what Cameron left out of the movie. Thankfully, the home video release provided the answers. Even while the movie tries to capture the closeness of the moment, it isn't quite that intimate on the set. When one is in a motion capture suit, trying to spend time with someone he loves isn't quite as romantic. Next, Grace unveils her Avatar body. Sigourney Weaver is one of the most recognizable science fiction actors of all time. In the setting of a science fiction adventure, her portrayal of Ellen Ripley in 1979's Alien revolutionized the idea of the final girl. In fact, it was James Cameron's 1986 film Aliens which saw Ripley learn self-defense as she assisted a squad of colonial marines in combating a horde of xenomorphs that helped Weaver become the action star she is today. For her role as Dr. Grace Augustine in Avatar, Weaver reconnected with Cameron. Grace, the head of the Avatar program, is one of the more intriguing characters in the movie and develops misgivings about her superiors. She starts to worry that destroying Pandora's home tree would seriously harm the planet's biosphere. The film's use of performance capture technology piqued Weaver's interest. If you use motion capture the James Cameron style, she claimed, it is far more actor-centric. Weaver's delight on set is mirrored in Grace's enthusiasm for her new physique. Next, Jake and Neytiri climb the rocks. Although Avatar is a work of fiction, the Zhangjiajie National Forest Park in the Chinese region of Hunan served as the inspiration for Pandora's look. The Hallelujah Mountains from Avatar are strikingly similar to the Southern Sky Column in China. In fact, because of the movie's widespread appeal, visitors have been drawn to the film's inspiration sites. There are Na'vi models around for visitors to take pictures of. One of the most beautiful scenes in the movie takes place in these mountains as Jake and Neytiri trek through floating rocks that appear above the surrounding wildlife. Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana had to scale a rock structure while filming, even though they weren't climbing a real mountain. Could there be such a thing as floating rocks? They don't have to. In James Cameron's opinion, Cameron said he kind of reverse engineered a scientific explanation of how those mountains float, but every time he tried to cram it into the movie, he just discovered that it was a needless explanation. He believed people would accept that they had been transported to this incredible place where the rules were changed and it was okay for mountains to float. Next, Jake and Neytiri fly on banshees. James Cameron claims that out of all the breathtaking scenes in Avatar, the scene where Jake and Neytiri soar together atop the wing-clad banshee monsters is his personal favorite. One of the trickier parts of the filming involved building mounted rigs for the actors to ride and have Cameron drive a model to imitate movement. The outcomes are amazing. While riding on the back of the creature that resembles a dragon, Jake grows confident despite his initial concerns about inhabiting a new body. Within the Na'vi culture, mastering the controls of these flying predators is a sacred ritual. By bringing a wild banshee into the tribe and training it, Jake must establish his worth as a hunter. The Avatar: The Way of Water trailer shows Jake and Bob together, suggesting that he still has a bond with the banshee he flies. Up next, the tribal dance. Avatar has been linked to Kevin Costner's historical epic Dances with Wolves ever since the movie's debut. Both tell the tale of an outsider who becomes a part of a tribal society and learns to resist colonialism. The analogies have the endorsement of James Cameron, who noted that both tales that had collision of civilizations or of cultures. When creating the appearance of Pandora, Cameron referenced actual historical narratives of European colonization of North America. For 4 performers performed a real dance sequence that Cameron had choreographed in a setting meant to mimic the elegance of tribal customs. Even though they are barely mentioned in passing, these personalities perfectly capture the Na'vi spirit. The portrayal of indigenous people by Cameron in the movie has drawn significant criticism, with some claiming that it perpetuates the white messiah concept, a sad cliche in popular culture. Finally, the sacred trees. For Pandora, James Cameron created a sophisticated ecosystem. The importance of trees in Na'vi culture cannot be overstated. Neytiri and her people are housed in a home tree that can accommodate them all. The home tree, regrettably, is also perched above a sizable deposit of unobtainium, drawing the attention of armed groups seeking to plunder the planet of its natural riches. The home tree's destruction might mean the end of Neytiri's people. And there you have it, on Avatar's Way of Water behind the scenes without CGI. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye now.